beats.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Junior, aka Smoking Guns, out here in Tucson, Arizona, representing the Ultimate Fight Club, giving you the latest content and boxing and MMA news that is out. So, today's video, we're going to be talking about UFC 231, okay? Main event is going to be Max Holloway versus BRIAN Ortega, and the co-main event is Valentina Shevchenko versus JOANNA JEDRZEJCZYK. I think that's how you say her last. Dude, I'm just going to call her JJ because every time I try to say her last name, dude, I friggin' be butchering that damn thing. So I'm going to call her JJ, all right? But we're going to be highlighting first Valentina Shevchenko versus JJ, all right? Now, this is going to be a sick-ass fight right here. You got two girls who are friggin' absolute beasts, especially when it comes in the striking department. But in this fight, I really give a big edge to Valentina Shevchenko. And the main reason I give Valentina Shevchenko a big edge, I know she has not only the physical size advantage, but she also has the mental advantage going into this fight. Okay, she has the mental advantage going into this fight is because she's beaten JOANNA 3 times prior to being in the UFC. When they both used to compete in Muay Thai championship bouts, Valentina Shevchenko has beaten her every time they've ever met. So she's actually 3-0 beating JOANNA in Muay Thai bouts. So coming into this fight, Valentina Shevchenko, I know she has the mental advantage going into this fight, knowing that she can beat JOANNA when it comes in a stand-up war. But this is different from Muay Thai. This is going to be mixed martial arts. So there's different things that JOANNA can be able to do, or maybe she can use a different kind of game plan going into this fight. But going into this fight, I really don't see her doing anything different from what she's done, because every time she comes to fight, she's always doing the same exact thing. Her game plan never changes. She's exchanging in strikes, trying to knock your ass out and defending the takedown. If you happen to take her down, then she's getting up from the takedown and she's trying to friggin' stop you with strikes. Okay, so I really don't see her game plan being that much different coming into this fight. Maybe she could try to take down Valentina Shevchenko, but I really don't see her even being able to do that. Why is that? I actually give Valentina Shevchenko the grappling advantage too. Not only does Valentina Shevchenko have very good striking, but she also has submissions under her belt. Her last fight came from submission, where she friggin' beat the brakes off of old girl. This was her debut bout at 125 when she fought Priscilla Cochera, and she friggin' beat the dog crap out of old girl. Like, I don't know how they did not stop that fight, but she beat the brakes off of her and then ended up finishing her with a submission. And not only was she able to get that fight by submission, but she also submitted Juliana Pena at 145, and she ended up getting her with an armbar, and that was a nice slick ass armbar that she was able to get on her. It was very underrated. A lot of people weren't looking for that, but dude, she was able to pull it off, and it was friggin' pulled off nicely. So her grappling ability is very underrated, and I think her grappling is a little bit better than JOANNA's. So I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. But if this fight goes to the scorecards, I'm actually giving the edge to Valentina Shevchenko to win a decision. I really don't see either one of them stopping each other. If somebody does get stopped, it could possibly be JOANNA getting stopped. Just for the simple fact is, I have not seen Shevchenko get stopped. The only loss that she has in the UFC is when she lost to Amanda Nunes twice by decision. She lost a unanimous decision and she lost a controversial split decision, which I had her personally winning, but when they gave it to Amanda Nunes, you really couldn't argue with it. Just for the simple fact is, Valentina Shevchenko, I guess she just didn't do enough to be able to get that belt from her. But I actually give the advantage to Shevchenko going into this fight, and I see her pulling off a unanimous decision. Now, going into the main event with Max Holloway versus BRIAN Ortega. This right here is going to be a badass fight. And to me, this is really a 50-50 fight. I had a big advantage going to BRIAN Ortega, and the main reason I gave him the advantage is because every single fight that he's had in the UFC, he finishes every single person, everybody that he's fought. He's had 7 fights in the UFC. One was a no contest, but all the rest of the dudes that he fought, pretty much he finished them all. Even from the first round to the last round. So it's like, dude, he can finish you at any friggin' time. You know what I mean? So I really gave a big advantage to Brian Ortega to be able to go in and being the first person to really stop Max Holloway. But then I was thinking like, dude, Max Holloway, he's a friggin' beast, dude. And he's won 12 fights in a row since his loss to Conor McGregor. And he's friggin' been doing everybody in, man, striking, grappling. I mean, there's nothing that this dude cannot do. And he's just all around, he's just a great fighter, man. And he's not a specialist in one particular area, but he's just a great fighter overall. And that's just the term. He's a fighter. No matter what position he's in, he knows how to fight his way out, and he knows how to get that friggin' win on your ass, either by knocking you out, either by submitting you, or if it has to go to decision, he'll end up finding a way to get a decision on you. And for some reason, I actually think that Max Holloway is going to win by decision. That's just my personal belief. I think that Max Holloway is actually going to get a decision. If the fight ends up getting finished, I think Brian Ortega can end up pulling off a submission on Max Holloway, though, because he's very crafty with the submissions. And, dude, you know, you never know how this fight can go, man. Like, I actually have either Max Holloway winning by decision or I have Brian Ortega winning by submission. But I guess we'll find out this Saturday when the fights come up, but no matter what happens, dude, I know both of these are going to be some badass fights, and I'm definitely for sure going to be checking them out, and I'll be coming up with the aftermath video as soon as these fights are done. All right, so I hope you guys like the video. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any kind of questions, any kind of comments, make sure to hit me up in the comment section, and I'll be sure to get back at you guys, okay? So I hope you guys like the video. Holla at your boy.